This is a movie you can't afford to miss if you use anything from Apple or Google. Both of these companies seem to be a risk for people who own crypto. Even scarier is the possibility that the US government is involved in all of this. Watch this video until you understand what I mean. Disclaimer starting right away. Entrepreneur Balaji Srinivasan just posted a warning to his social media site for the whole crypto community. From the warning, it's clear that Balaji, who used to be the chief technology officer at Coinbase, thinks that the US government and other countries that want to could get access to people's private keys on Apple and Google devices. Isn't that ridiculous? What he wrote is below. Apple and Google are risks to the whole crypto system. If the federal government used them as weapons, they could let secret keys out of an iPhone or Android through a back door. People still think it's unlikely that by the end of this decade, the most important political problem in the world may be whether or not bankrupt governments have enough Bitcoin to keep running. This is true even though El Salvador has already started using Bitcoin. But it might be true. And what will states do when they are desperate? It's easy to see what he's getting at here, and it would be scary if the crypto market grew to the point where governments had to own some coins, which is kind of what crypto holders hope will happen. Governments that are broke might need to take drastic steps, and by dramatic steps, Falahi means that governments could steal from their people, like stealing cryptocurrencies. With the technology we have now, that is now. It doesn't look like the US government or any other government could plan a big enough attack without being seen to steal enough coins. But they can definitely force these tech companies to give out users secret keys. Well, to be fair, Balaji doesn't say that the government will ask to see the secret keys of any random user. He said that governments would want the secret keys to money that had been stolen. But how do we really know? I should say that neither the US government nor any other government seems to have done anything that would make people worry about hacking that is legal but wrong. But Balaji used to work for a crypto exchange site, so it's possible he knows something the rest of us don't. He really cares about this and how wrong it would be if it happened, so he might know something we don't. He says that this is not cyber terrorism, but cyber war. It's not just any thief who gets a file out of the system. It's when a company's CEO gives the legal order to hack their customers' computers. This is like what happened to the 140 million Russians who were labeled enemies of the state at the beginning of 2022. Every tech company turned its back on its old customers. What could the goal be? We're talking about billions of iPhones, Android phones, Chrome browsers, Mac PCs, Google Docs, and Gmail. China could do the same thing with the companies that make smartphones in China. With all of that, talking about what the problem could be, you might be thinking what you can do to protect your tokens. Well, Balaji doesn't really have a good answer either. He thinks Apple might be able to handle the pressure, but if it can't, exchanges built on Linux might be a choice, even though they might still be vulnerable to the same attack. In the end, he doesn't know what would really happen if the government attacked crypto wallets. We can only hope that it doesn't happen, but you can tell us what you think in the comments part below. Moving on, here's something interesting. With AI tools popping up everywhere, it was only a matter of time before we got an AI tool that could guess the price of crypto. Well, this AI price forecast says that the price of SHIB might drop a little at the start of June and then stay around that range for a few more days. Especially if you have a Shiba Inu, this is not the kind of statement you want to hear right now. But, as I always say, keep in mind that this is just a guess. It's not a true statement. Even more reason to take this statement with a grain of salt is that SHIB's price has been trying to recover since some big burns happened recently, and about 3 billion SHIB tokens were sent to the burn wallet in the last week. And because this is how it works, the price of SHIB tried to get back up. Fair enough, SHIB didn't make much of a comeback, but the fact that it tried to show that there is hope for its price, don't you think? Also, it gives us hope for how she would act if she got burned a lot more. In yesterday's video, I talked about how SHIB plans to release tools that will make SHIB burn a lot more popular. The fact that people who are ready to burn tokens don't have to spend their own money to do so is probably the most important thing. So let's hope that there will be a lot of burns and that the price of SHIB will go up because of that. If you thought this was really helpful, please leave a review and tell your friends about this video. It really helps with YouTube's algorithm, which makes it easier for me to keep making better movies. Also, the Shib team just told everyone about a change to the Metaverse. But before we get to that, this station gives away 100,000 sheep every day to anyone who wants to take part. Just subscribe to this channel, like this movie, and leave a comment below. #Shiba Inu. Best of luck. The Shiba Inu Metaverse Project's advisor, Marcy Jastro, said recently that the Metaverse team is almost ready to share a video overview of one of the hubs. The concept art for this hub came out last year, but the team wants to give us more with the movie, and Marcy says we'll love it. If you don't know already, these hubs that are being shown are not on private land. That is, they haven't been sold to private people and won't be. The public will be able to use the hubs, which is why the Metaverse development team has been hard at work on them to make them great. Those who bought land during the sale will still have full power over it, and when the Metaverse opens, they should be able to build whatever they want. The Rocket Pond is the hub whose movie we are about to watch. And, according to the hub's idea, the word rocket means that Steve can get to the moon. Marcy said in a tweet that the hub has gotten better since the concept art was done, and that she herself had to buy more land. So it looks like we're in for a great time. How do you feel? Are you looking forward to this? Here's something interesting to think about while you answer that question in the part below. Even though the market doesn't look like it right now, sheep still have a chance to reach their 10 cents goal. As the Metaverse update shows, the Shiba dev team has kept working to make the Shiba Inu community something that can make money. All of those things might be helpful. Sheep finally hit 10 cents, so it might be best to be ready for that chance. The best way to be ready is to put yourself in a place where you can make a lot of money from a price increase like that. $1 million is a lot of cash. So, how much would you have to put into Shiba Inu right now to make $1 million if the price goes to $0.1? Strangely enough, you only need about $850. Now, given how the market looks right now, it's easy to see why $850 in Shiba Inus would be seen as a risky investment. But $850 for $1 million sounds like a good deal. But I want to be clear that I am not in any way giving advice about money. Before making any kind of financial choice, it is still your job to study the market and do your homework. We've reached the end of this movie. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and say something in the comments. This helps me a lot with how YouTube works. Also, please let as many people as possible know about this movie. Let's tell everyone about this.